Good morning, my friends. I thought I will show you this morning how far we got in the project, in our kitchen project. We're still not ready, not even close, but I'm excited for this to finish, and I'll be making new recipes really good, and so we can continue our adventures together. Meanwhile, I'm gonna be posting one of my old videos that I haven't posted before. Make it and enjoy it. It's still delicious. And maybe next week we'll do a really fresh, nice salad that is like a meal that doesn't even need a kitchen. And keep us in your prayers so we can finish this project as soon as possible so we can continue our adventures together. Have a great day. Hello, my friends. Today I'm introducing a dish that is a little unique. I think many of you haven't heard of it. It's called Labanieh in Arabic, and it is rice pudding that is savory, and it's cooked in yogurt rather than milk. And it's flavored with dried mint, garlic, and salt. To make the thickness right, we also use starch. I'm gonna be using a tablespoon of cornstarch today. You can also use rice starch if you wish. The recipe, the amount I'm making today is using 3/4 of a cup of rice. The rice is medium grain. Not arborio, that will be very mushy and very starchy. So just the medium grain rice. I have 3/4 of a cup here. I have about 2.5 cups of yogurt that I'm gonna be cooking on the stove with some salt, about teaspoon salt, and I'll add as I go. And I will be also adding hot water. So make sure that you have your water kettle boiling, and so you can add a little bit water into the yogurt as it cooks. Let's start with partially cooking our rice. And since I have 3/4 of a cup of rice, I will use only 1 cup of water to cook it, because normally rice is 1-to-2 ratio for cooking. I will only use 1 cup of water so it continues cooking in the yogurt as we continue to cook this dish. Let me show you. Okay, so in this small pot, I'm gonna partially cook the rice. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add the 3/4 of a cup of rice with cup of water. Let them boil. And when they come to a boil, I will salt it with about 1/2 teaspoon of salt, cover it and let it cook. Meanwhile, I'm gonna be starting to cook the yogurt. So in this pot here, I will first add the yogurt. Into the yogurt, I will add a tablespoon of cornstarch, and add the cornstarch while the yogurt is cold, because you want it to dissolve well without leaving any curdles, and then you put the heat on. Now that I have mixed the cornstarch with the yogurt, I can put the stove on, and I'll put it on medium-low, and I will add also a little bit of salt, about a teaspoon of salt into the yogurt, and this point you have to mix constantly so the yogurt doesn't separate. The rice in the beginning has to be on high until it boils, and then we lower the heat completely and we cover it until it absorbs all the liquid. As you're mixing the yogurt, you will feel that it's becoming much looser. It stops being as thick as it was while it was cold, and that's normal, no worries about that. So as you see here, the water is starting to boil. I will add a little bit of salt into it, about half a teaspoon, and mix once. Lower the heat completely to the lowest possible. Cover it and let it cook until it absorbs all the liquid. Now, if you noticed, I haven't washed the rice. That's because I want that starch to stay in it. When you wash it, you wash the starch, part of the starch, away from the rice. So as you see here, the yogurt have started to bubble, and that means that it achieved the thickness that it needs, because all those thickening agents, they come to completely thicken the liquid when they come to a boil. When the yogurt boils and your rice is still not there yet to be added, you can turn it off and it can wait. Nothing is going to happen to it. So here's the rice. It absorbed the water, and now I'm going to add it into the yogurt, which I have cooked. Just like that, and I will also add about a cup of boiling water. Mix it really well. Now into this, I will also add the garlic. Add about a cup of water. And now we need to bring it back to a boil. And meanwhile, I will also add the mint. I'll rub it for a finer grind. And now we'll wait until it comes again to a boil, and that's where it thickens again and it becomes the right consistency. So here we go. The yogurt came back to a boil. Just cook it for 1 or 2 minutes max, and it is already done. Now the rice that was partially cooked continues to cook and absorb the flavors from the mint and the garlic and the yogurt, and when it boils for 1 or 2 more minutes, that's all that it takes for this dish to become really wonderful and very, very flavorful. So here I am gonna turn off my stove right now, and since we like this cold, what I do normally is I take this and I pour it into a platter. Now I poured the Labanieh, the rice with the yogurt, into this platter. It looked liquidy, but as it cools down, it's gonna get thickened and gelatinizes enough to be able to cut it actually with a spatula and take it out like polenta kind of. It is delicious. I think that you should try it, and it's good, warm and cold. They're totally different experiences. While it's warm, it's still runny a little bit. It coats your mouth with all those very refreshing flavors, but it is warm meal. And when it's cold, it's just like rice pudding, but it is savory and refreshing with the mint and high in protein because of the yogurt. Enjoy!